Trans women could be having babies soon. One of the world's leading fertility specialists has said that it's now entirely possible for transgendered women to get pregnant thanks to developments in science. Doctors have successfully transplanted wombs in uterine infertile women in recent years, and at least 5 babies have been born to these transplant recipients since 2014. Experts now believe the same procedure can be conducted on transgendered women who were born male but have undergone sex reassignment surgery. Carrying a live fetus in the transplanted wombs will likely be more complicated, and expectant transgendered women may need hormones to replicate the natural pregnancy changes that occur in women. The male pelvis is also shaped differently than a female's, which means the baby would have to be born via caesarean section. Of course, not everyone is on board with the idea. Some have voiced ethical concerns since a pregnancy of this nature poses a huge risk to both mother and child. Progress.
Transgender man gives birth to baby. A transgender man in Portland, Oregon has just given birth to a baby boy following his well-documented pregnancy. 34-year-old Tristan Reese, who was born a female, began hormone therapy treatment about 10 years ago in his transition to becoming a man, but he kept his lady parts. Having already adopted 2 kids, he and his partner Biff never dreamed they might someday have children of their own. But when Tristan had a surprise pregnancy last year, their hopes and dreams changed. Unfortunately, he suffered a miscarriage after 6 weeks, but decided to take another shot at it under doctor's supervision. Tristan managed to get pregnant again, and 9 months later, voila, a baby boy is born. Tristan had to halt taking his testosterone treatments, but it seems it was totally worth it. The couple is overjoyed by their new son, Leo, and though Tristan's unique pregnancy might have seemed bizarre to some, the proud papa claims he hasn't endured even an ounce of transphobia from anyone he's met. Ah, what a time to be alive.
Transgender man gets pregnant 10 years into hormone therapy. 29-year-old Caden Coleman was pretty surprised to find out that he was pregnant back in 2013. Coleman started gender reassignment therapy 10 years before finding out he had a bun in the oven. He had been getting ready for a double mastectomy, so he had to stop taking testosterone for 6 weeks prior to the surgery. Coleman started gaining weight and suffering from back pain. After getting a positive result on a pregnancy test, he found out he was in the 2nd trimester of gestation. Coleman eventually went into labor for 4 days, then had a C-section. Although he and his partner Elijah got married in 2013, they still had trouble explaining to Elijah's family that Coleman was transgender and had become pregnant. Coleman also suffered from postnatal depression for a year after giving birth. Now they're the happy parents of 22-month-old daughter Azalea, who they plan to tell about her unusual birth when she's 5 years old.
Transgender student fights school over discrimination. After successfully winning the right to run for school prom king, a transgender teen is now taking on a Wisconsin school district. Ashton Whitaker is taking the Kenosha Unified School District to court to fight for his bathroom rights. The 16-year-old had been using the boys' bathroom for months until the school suddenly denied him access in February. Whitaker and other transgender peers were made to wear green wristbands so staff could more easily monitor their bathroom use. The teen limited his fluid intake as a result, which aggravated his migraines and led to fainting spells. Teachers also kept calling him by his female birth name and made him room with girls on a school orchestra trip to Europe. Whitaker began identifying as a boy in middle school and claims the school's refusal to treat him as one is discriminatory.
Transgender Indonesian woman weds American man. In a story that set the country's social media alight, Bill Clinton's one-time Indonesian transgender hairstylist married her American lover in a ceremony in New York City this month. For whatever reason, Indonesian netizens are captivated by Solina Chaniago's story. Solina was born a boy to a modest family in West Sumatra. But by age 11, she knew something wasn't right, realizing she wasn't comfortable as a male. Even still, in 1994, she entered and won a regional co-ed beauty pageant as a male participant. As the years went on, Solina struggled with her identity, but did what she felt was her duty and married and fathered a daughter. She thought this might straighten her out. But it didn't. The marriage failed, and in 2003, Solina split with her partner. She moved to New York, trained to become a hairstylist, and began the transition from man to woman. Solina embraced her new life, and her career as a men's hairstylist blossomed. She's even worked on the tresses of the 42nd President of the United States. Then, 9 years ago in a New York restaurant, she met Ronnie Solon, and a relationship blossomed. Solina admits she wasn't exactly met with open arms by Ronnie's family, who initially rejected her after finding out she was transgender. But with a lot of patience, she and her new love got through the hard times and were married this year in early July. Solina continues to maintain a good relationship with her family in Indonesia, including with her ex-wife, and the two still co-parent their daughter. Congratulations, Solina. We hope you find happiness in your new life. Transgender teen runs for prom queen in Indiana. 18-year-old Dakota York is a senior at Portage High School in Indiana. It might be hard to tell, but underneath that exquisite makeup, York was actually born a boy. York says she's always identified as female more than male, and has dreamed of being a high school prom queen since she was little. Thanks to supportive school officials and classmates, York has a chance to fulfill that dream this weekend. She's one of the 4 finalists competing for the tiara. York said the reason she wants to win the crown is because she wants to be an inspiration for other transgender teens. That's all well and good, but let's hope her idea of being an inspiration isn't to just encourage young women to pose provocatively while perfecting their duck-face selfie expressions. Either way, her mother says she's proud of her daughter's new wardrobe and makeup, and she says York has gotten much better at it.